Here we are at the St. Louis Cemetery number 1. Alright, this is the tomb of Marie Laveau, the Voodoo Queen of New Orleans. After marking the tomb with triple X's, the girls make an offering. In voodoo, the number 3 is sacred. Things that are asked in threes are generally given. And so by putting 3 X's on Marie Laveau's tomb and making an offering to her spirit, the girls hope to find success.
Grave robbing just the other night in the cemetery by the pale moonlight. I bought my lamp and my digging tools and a can of disinfectant should the smell get rude. While the groundskeeper is out of sight, I'm gone grave robbing tonight. Well, I snuck in the cemetery from the rear, behind the crematory, till the coast was clear. I can't help these things I crave. The smell of earth and fresh dug graves always makes me feel alright. And I'm gone grave robbing tonight. Now the gate slams shut, I'm all alone. If the ground is soft, I'm halfway home. I'll either up some
right there.
Man's sleep.
That's
and
the
whatever
one.
I find I can keep.
That was an easy ride.
I dragged that coffin up from the pit. It smelled real bad cause it leaked a bit. When the thing inside that should be dead just smiled at me and grabbed my head. Now it wants to take a bite cause I went grave robbing tonight. I drew my dagger out of its sheath and thrust it deep between its teeth. It gurgled out a ghastly sound and oozed brown liquid on the ground. I turned and fled with all my might, cause I'm done grave robbing tonight. I can see my house just down the lane. My legs are weak and racked with pain. If Igor's there, he'll let me in. If not, I'm afraid it's the end. Igor swung the deadbolt free. That dead man kept on chasing me. I lured the beast inside my lab and pushed it in the acid bath. It cooked up fast and tasted just right, and I went grave robbing tonight. Hey, 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 hey! Hey, Igor! I just made a batch of stew, and there's plenty left for you. Hey, 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 hey! Before it tries to run away. Hey, 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 now! If you should catch a whiff of bowels, don't forget it's nice to share. It ruins my breath, but I don't care. I have a motto I repeat. You really are just what you eat.
This is where Easy Rider was filmed.
No, it's not usually like that.
Dinner was served for 3 at Dracula's house by the sea. The hors d'oeuvres were fine, but I choked on my wine when I found that the main course was me. The waitress, a vampire named Perkins, was so very fond of small gherkins. While she served the tea, she ate 43 and pickled her internal workings. What a swimmer is Dracula's daughter, but her pool looks more red than an otter. The blood stains the boat, but it's easy to float, because blood is much thicker than water. The pitchforks go on the left and the scalpels. Igor, Igor. For dessert there was battling confetti and the veins of a mummy named Betty. I first frowned upon it, but with ketchup on it, it tasted very much like spaghetti. Good night, whatever you are.
Oh yeah, there's more triple X's. Is it a key?
Wow. Wonder what it is. Let's put it in here, find it, see what happens.
Of course, invoking bad juju, bad karma, and the evil spirits of every voodoo curse known to man. Lori has removed something from the crypt.
And now my eggs will work.
The first sign of things going awry.
There we go.
Tara foolishly joins her.
Joins in.
Waving the red flag in front of the voodoo bull.
I don't know who you are, but all good blessing. That's all good blessing.
Help us out.
I just had this morbid flash. It was right here, but then it turned out there's grass here. Of the three of us just lying out, in the middle of the cemetery. No, not for real. Not dead for real.
And what is she? So this is the St. Louis the first cemetery. There is a St. Louis the second, right? But we're at the first right now. We're toward the back of the cemetery right now.
We are in the back.
We are in the back. We're almost in the very back. But now as you first walk in, we gave an offering to a priestess, right? The high priestess of, was it a voodoo priestess?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, a voodoo priestess. And then as we walked into the left and the front, it was none other than Marie Laveau, who was the queen, voodoo queen. And what were you telling us, Deborah, about her?
Though the tour groups tell you that she was infamous as a queen, not a priestess. Oh, heaven forbid. A lot of researchers saw. They could be skeptics, knew that she was a hairdresser. So she knew a lot of people in the communities, people that would come to her, just like any hairdresser, get to talking to them about your life, and she knew a lot of gossip from a lot of people. So someone would go and ask her a question, or cast bones, or talk about the future, or what's going on now. She was a very wise person. She could read people very well. But she knew all the gossip in town. So it's not like she was guessing anything. She was just
Knew all the gossip.
knew all the gossip, and she knew how to work them. She knew how to work people. She'd tell you generalities or just enough to make you think she was some big mystic. That's bullshit. And, she worked it well. They said she was devout Catholic. Well, I guess devout Catholic is relative. I mean, I'm Catholic. And
Yeah,
that's my
exactly.
point, But I guess it's a way of life. It was for Marie Laveau. She made a lot of money off of it.
Right.
So did her daughter and her granddaughter.
Yeah.
And a smart person is going to pick up on that, whether they cast bones or they blow smoke from cigars or whatever you need to do to really blow out these theatrical significant work.
Yeah.
You really don't know. So it's just like with ghost hunting. There's a big question mark. You're out there searching, so we're looking for it. If it is real, we've asked for the blessing. They were given to us. We were nice, so we didn't get an expert. But if it's real, okay, so our journey's blessed. We're ready to go.
Yeah, that's right.
If it's bullshit, we've been full of bullshit before.
Right, exactly,
Let's
right.
keep rolling.
Exactly. And we have to be on the lookout, and I think everybody has to be on the lookout for bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen a lot of bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, and I think a lot of people. I mean, obviously she was very street smart.
Oh yeah.
Very
Oh,
street
yeah.
smart. Very wise in her years. And
There's just some people that are good at reading other people and taking. If you learn how to work it for the money, and New Orleans.
that's what the city's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. It's working for people for the money.
Right. That's how we make a living here. That's true. learn to watch people, you learn to read them.
Oh, absolutely.
Then if you can make a little side change off of it,
Make
then
a little something.
you're doing all the while better.
All of a sudden, you become a priestess.
Put on a hat and blow a little smoke and
That's
get more money.
right. That's right. That's right. So, you know.
I am telling you that last night and of course I've smelled many cigars, but I was waiting to feel a little funny or different.
I thought it was going to be pot. I thought at the first smell that I picked up a whiff of it, but then it had that nasty smell.
Yeah, cigar
after.
smell. Yeah, and I thought, well, maybe this is what voodoo is all about. You just go on some kind of trip. See you next fall.
Yeah, but if you notice that some of them that were there, the drummers definitely get into their own thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah, they
they're-
feel the rhythm. They do. They do.
I think some of these personalities of these voodoo priestesses and priests have such strong personalities that they actually capture the emotions and the mental direction of some of the people that follow them. Like that young girl.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, she looked like she was,
Stoned to high heaven.
Yeah,
she did.
but would have followed her Miriam anywhere.
Right. She
That was scary
That
by
was,
itself.
just as in
The
any
control. Cult.
cult,
Yeah.
it does, and it takes you back and it makes you think about things that have been in the news, and you wonder about how some of these other people, have been brainwashed and they
Yeah.
followed these cult people and they did all of these other things, and then you see stuff like that firsthand, and it makes you wonder,
Yeah.
could they follow that same path?
I mean, you get just like with any good old song, you get caught up in the rhythm of the drums and you can feel that. But one of the women was saying that, all the crap that was in that room, that there were different altars. And each altar was a different spirit. And what happened was that as they would drum, one spirit would come out, then it would hand off to the next, and it would hand off to the next from each altar. And what would happen at the culmination of it, when she starts dancing, is when they've all blended together. And that's supposed to be the height of the ceremony. And I'm thinking, okay, I didn't pick up any of that. You just get caught up in the energy of the drums.
Yeah, I didn't either. I just feel like it was just pure harmonious and rhythm.
Yeah.
And you can do that at an Eagles concert.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can do that jamming in your car.
Yeah.
You can.
You
Driving
can.
down the road. I mean, it was.
They were talented drummers. They
Yes,
were.
they were very
they were.
talented. But you can
Very,
get that
very
same feeling in church.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
and
it was all like old gospel.
Yeah, a different religion. Yeah, different types of religions. But I said this last night. I grew up in a Southern Baptist church, and I got the same kind of feeling. And I've been to black churches and stuff. With Southern black churches, and I got that same. But I can tell you that I think a lot of my friends there would never have gone into that. To a voodoo.
Why? Because they think it's wrong. They think it's evil.
Some people do have that misconception that it's all bad and it's all evil. And there are people that practice the evil out there, and that's not what we saw last night. Not at all. And I'm not sure that what we saw was actually voodoo per se. It was more like a blessing ceremony, I think.
According to her, she was saying that voodoo is a lifestyle. It's not a thing that you do that you can show somebody on a camera. It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. Right.
So maybe that's her version. Like some Baptists operate one way, some operate another.
Exactly.
Or Catholics the same,
Yeah.
I think voodoo is just a religion that they practice however they choose to practice it.
And it's misunderstood.
Yeah, it's the good and the bad that comes from it, like the dolls and the pins. I think that's a lot like just the whole thing of what you put out, you get back.
Exactly.
If you put enough energy into a doll and saying, I want my ex to have a heart attack, and you're jabbing that energy's got to go somewhere.
It does. And so before you know it, you're going to be on a gurney having a heart attack.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. That's right. Keep it.
Seriously, because you're going to stress yourself out. And so much of it, I think, has been commercialized with New Orleans too.
Yeah. Why do you think that is? Is it because well, the Haitian influence and influence from Santo Domingo and
You know, I'm not sure. I know some in our studies, and I'm not really sure about this. I'd have to check, but we had learned that it actually originated in England, if you'll remember, and Europe. We actually had heard that it had originated in England.
that voodoo did?
Yeah.
It came to New Orleans though from Haiti.
From Haiti it did. It came from Haiti. But that voodoo actually also comes from Europe. I mean, I would have to, that's something that I would
That's
have
odd.
to check. But
Can you
that-
see someone with an English accent, a British
Can you
accent,
imagine?
chanting?
Can you
What the-
imagine? But we learned that in parapsychology. Do you remember?
Well, you know, have a bad memory.
I know. But I mean, that is something that we had, because there were a lot of misconceptions about it. But I remember studying that.
Yes.
How many misconceptions? But
Well, we haven't really proved that voodoo's real or not real.
Right.
It's like proving whether a Catholic is. How do you prove Catholicism? You don't.
can't. It's like a lot of different things.
We just
That
went.
a lot-
We just went and had an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. we
It could
did.
be
That's what we
bullshit. It could be that's the way they believe,
Right.
and that's certainly their
That's their right.
choice. That's
Mhm,
their
their
right.
choice. And I think that that's a lot of things nowadays, is that we all have choices, and no one has the right to judge others, and as far as
Well, that's where we're wrong, girl, because we're going to judge everybody.
Well,
we're
no,
going to tell them
no,
you're full of
that's
shit.
true.
We cut
but
the
as far,
crap.
but as far as
Is what you
putting things in. So, what do you think about the blessings that we received?
I think if there's any validity to it at all, we got it from Miriam. We covered our bases. We got it from Miriam, live and in person. We went to Marie. We went to the unknown priestess that everybody puts flowers and coins in. And of course, we had to put special K-bars.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so we're covered. Our bases are covered.
Yeah.
If the blessings are real, we certainly
Yes.
put the energy out for
Yes,
positive
we did.
blessing.
Positive energy.
So that means no one can put out voodoo dolls on us because we're covered.
Exactly.
We got an army behind.
Exactly.
Igor, fetch my raincoat, for I'm going out to play, and don't expect me home again until the break of day. When deep within the thunder that's exploding overhead come voices from the graveyard that until tonight were dead. Something's got them crawling from their cemetery plots. They've better things to do than simply lay around and rot. Although they have no pulses, they all still get around. I guess it's really true. You just can't keep a good man down. Listen as the thunder breaks the silence of the night. Lightning shrouds the graveyard in a strange demonic light, striking every tombstone as it penetrates the earth, seeking out the lifeless forms awaiting their rebirth. 6 feet underground, you start to hear the anguished cries of those below, too decomposed to crawl their way outside. Soon a wave of walking dead will heed the wake-up call in search of something juicy for this evening's Dead Man's Ball.